call me fuego. 93 like me. Fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. It's okay though, she know way home. Better life on the day.
I will say this, a lot of that is probably because of yesterday, right? Like that really brought their averages down compared to say ATC who didn't get to play. Yeah, 6 points yesterday. They can't even be mad at us saying that's unacceptable. Pick it up, get better. All right, guys, game number 1 is underway as we jump into match number 1. I think. Yep. Okay, there we go. All right, match number 1 underway. A great plane to start out, Poro, as it goes right across the middle of the map and really opens the door for pretty much everyone to go where they want to. Now, as we watch the drop, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
You watched the first weekend. I had the weekend off. Obviously, I watched it back, but being in it is a different ball game. Yesterday, I felt like NA PUBG right now is just wild and out. Like, it was absolutely crazy. The things that we saw happen would like defied all logic and sense, but also made sense at the same time. The chaos was palpable. Did you get that vibe from the first week of play? Right now is some retired players coming out saying, yeah, I want to have some fun. But it does. I think it develops the league. It adds new perspectives for teams. Whoa, Marsalek. Here's Battlegrounds. Fable makes the push up the hill, and Marsalek gets the nade ready. Trying to defend against this push. Slides him out to the left side. Goes for the shot. Some nice peeks. But it's a very tall order to win this one.
That is really rough. He keeps peeking out, having to peek the same spot. Hella's going to go down, but Ripple makes sure he finishes off that fight. Aguila, meanwhile, is now coming in as an ATC, just continues to just pile in 1v1 here. Can he maybe get the res here on Norcus? Norcus bleeding out slow. I think Aguila wants to take this fight before he finally goes for this res. Rip, what you got? You got another one in you?
There's the pivot.
Look at that. Aguila actually aggressing on that with the M4. Yeah. So that's, I mean, that just kind of shows you the play. I mean, he ends up losing his teammate for it, which sucks, but, you know, they pick up 2 kills in the process.
You think Aguila cares about Norcus' life?
I don't think
Not
so.
for 4 points or 2 more points.
Nah.
So that was 2, right? They got 2 out of that?
Yep. They end up getting 2, but losing 2. So
that's not great. That's not a great. That's
not ideal. Problem is they're down to just 2 players, and they are 1,000% getting crashed here. Looks like STK might be heading already to Aguila, but we'll see Orion try to make their way in. They've got to make their way in through Elusive and SDR.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be Decimator getting decimated.
Nice.
As he gets absolutely taken out there. As I don't even think either of these teams were expecting it. It was the fight that was kind of setting up and playing out here between Elusive and SDR. And Orion just happened to roll right through it.
Yeah, Fizzle's out here trying to use the time to get himself a little flank, but instead he gets popped from J-Sank and lobes the 1-2 combo from the distance. Unfortunate. Elusive coming out to fight Rarity and everyone else apparently getting involved.
Yeah, Hardshift's actually in a really good spot here to oversee everything that's going on. They're already in circle, so they can just kind of afford to just oversee this. They have nobody really pressuring them at all. Although Soniqs may get an angle on this, we'll have to see. But Shepard, see what he can do. There you go. The new player, well, returning player for San Diego Rarity. To get himself down in a kill, but it's all down to Jay all day.
Yeah, I like that SDR push. They sent Subtle down first, and they covered him from high. Then once he got in close, they drove in while he provided cover, and now they are just moving aggressively onto Elusive. Jay all day does get a nice molly off to buy himself as much space as he can, but he trades down to 50 and 50 and has to move, yield to the high ground. He goes up the stairs. They're going to push him as well, but it's a 2-man door kicker, and San Diego Rarity will come away with no losses and all games.
Well, that's for now, because they've got Hardshift's breathing down their necks right here, as Innate has already been taken out, and he's separated from the team, most likely not going to get res there, as Rarity boys, I think, fully aware of where they're getting pressured from here. Maluk's going to finish off Innate, and now we'll see how they decide to get in here, because, I mean, they've got a little bit of a ridge line that they can work with, but it's not much.
Rarity decides that it is just not worth sitting inside of that compound. They start to move, but that's going to cost them, as I don't think they knew where the Hardshifts were shooting them from. They go out, they immediately lose Shepard, they're going to lose Subtle, and he is down, and Deadeye decides to go for the outhouse. What?
That's rough. That's rough. I mean, they were very much pinned down. Yeah, I mean, they were very much pinned down. Their options were limited. You know, I feel like maybe they thought that they could escape the fight. Maybe they didn't think that hardships were as on top of them as they ended up being. Either way, the information ends up costing them here. As Gaxi is going to roast Relo. As somehow Radiance surrounds Oath here. What is going on?
He didn't, and he never even saw it coming. He just thought he was running back to his car, and Gaxi was waiting. But Gaxi probably not going to last much longer. As he does open fire, but gets popped from 2 sides, and he will be eradicated. I'm still not sure how he got there or the story that resulted in Gaxi surrounded by Oath. I will have to go back and watch replays because that is fascinating.
That was an interesting little rotation. They do still keep Waldini alive as he makes his way inside the circle into a nice little spot where he could probably play solo here for a while. Meanwhile, we still have a lot of fights going on the edges of this new circle here, Toffees. A lot of open, exposed area, but look at the terrain that they have to work with. It's just going to be a lot of peak battles going back and forth.
Fabled needs to put up some points here. A little bit of a roster shift, getting Hexetti onto them. They also were a team that had one of the best opening weekends of PCS1 Grand Finals and then fell into, what's the word for not really even irrelevancy. So
mediocrity.
Yeah, and that's it. Chronically middling. I want to see Fabled step up and stop being that right now. Meanwhile, you can see Yaho taking shots at Elusive. Gang here waiting for T8 as they try to make their way in. And, it's just going to be Gang causing some trouble. No options for CZ there.
I don't. Jeez. This is. Look, like I said, I try not to question teams as much as possible, but I have no idea how Tactical 8 was able to scout this position from where they were. They were on the northwestern side of this circle, and they just full send rotated right into the middle of Gang here, right past Yaho, and they end up paying the price for it. We'll see if Zealot and William can maybe sneak something out of this. As Floey is a little bit separated from the rest of the boys here. Yeah, he's going to pay for it too.
All right, we'll go to a high ground look. As you can see, Microfy overseeing everything that's happening. That section of the map becoming a little bit congested. STK has managed to find themselves right smack in the middle with options to slide south. So where they are right now lets them hold the edge, Poro, and then provides them cover as they move up the hill to take the middle of the circle when it is necessary. So I really like this choice, and it sets them up for a huge game 1 as they look to overtake first place.
Oh, boy. We'll see if they can make it through. And look at that, man. Even on the motorcycle. Okay, never mind. I lied. Tiggleton going to go ahead and finish the job for Gang. But yeah, I mean, as you said, STK, they're benefiting right now off a really, really ballsy push that they made early on. And somehow Aguila actually got out of that. I'm not sure how. I'm also really got my eyes on Yaho here. They benefited from a couple of pretty hard northern shifts here. We'll see if they can make their way through STK and Gang. But New Circle arrives in the southwest is where things are going to be popping off here.
Nice play to sort of molly off the smoke and force rotation. Snakers goes up to the high ground. He has absolute vision. Does open up with the lean. Isn't able to finish, but now Illusion knows that they have no options except to just sort of stand in the middle of a kill pit. And I don't even know how you get out of there as Illusion. I think it's just, the fat lady is singing at the moment.
They are indeed pretty screwed. The question really is it going to be Oath? Is it going to be Dodge? But Oath, while they are very concerned about Illusion trying to finish off these shots, they need to be worried about off to their south. They got hard shifts that hear all these shots going on. Hard shifts, I feel like aren't going to be wanting to push too heavy into this. They're most likely going to go ahead and try to get that position inside the circle and then hold them from there. So I think Oath needs to be aware of this. They want to try to finish off this fight as quickly as they can.
All right, so Illusion is eliminated. Dodge actually takes a lot of damage, and STK, Civ was throwing bullets into there as well, and I'm getting one of those knocks. So pretty entertaining stuff. J-Sank going up against Rarity elsewhere as we try to figure out how will Oath move ahead as Orion and Hard Shifts are all sort of vying for access to this hill just below Gravity. Gravity's going to be happy with their spot, but everyone else needs to sort of figure out which one team gets to have this vector.
One good thing about this part of the map, though, the terrain is so nice for breaking line of sight. And you can see Reno is just over here by Waldo. Did he win the 1v1?
Oh my
That's a
god.
nice repeat. Hell of a repeat. But look how close he is to the Oath boys. And, you know, they can't even see him right now. They've got so many different ridge lines to work with, but they're okay. Meanwhile, it looks like Yahoo is going to crash right into shoot to kill, and they destroyed them. Absolutely destroyed them.
No shade for our observers. There's literally no way that they could have seen that coming. Yahoo came out of nowhere, smashed into SDK, and eradicated them almost instantaneously. SDK, I think, was so concerned, Poro, with what was happening in front of them as they looked down that hill. Look at the bodies. You can see it. Every one of them is in the open.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really nice ridgeline that they had to work with. But
Gang doing the same thing.
Now Gang is going to wrap around on Yahoo, and they're actually going to do the exact same thing that Yahoo did to SDK. The only difference being, oh my gosh, Microfry going to get down to and flush there. And actually, Gang going to be okay with that. They're going to just take that kill and bail out.
They were like, we took one. We took the iron tax from you. You may now have the loot that you earned. The Soniqs going to be making their move. And that's why. It's very clear that they heard the Soniqs trying to make that cross on the road and decided, defend your flank instead of pushing into Yahoo.
Oh, Shrimzy finds an angle. Shrimzy finds an angle. Going to take out Nitrogen there. And it looks like it's from far enough away that Tetra should be able to get the res here onto Nitrogen. But while that's happening, Hwinn and M1me actually getting in a pretty nice little flanking position. New circle pops up. This is all going outside of the circle. Soniqs already inside. Yahoo, I think, are going to choose to wrap around on the backside of Gang here. So Gang about to be a little bit squished.
Gang orangutan. Now that is just a name.
We got to call them by their full Christian name.
Tig in kind of a crap spot as he's trying to make that little dip work for him. Oath does open up on hard. Yahoo decides to move down. They're loading into the cars that are there, and I think they just have to make a hard push down towards the ravines below them. Gang shouldn't be able to stop them. I don't see them having the angle to stop this here.
No, they'll be fine. Yeah, I think Yahoo was interested in kind of sneaking behind Gang if they could get away with it. But once Gang spotted them out, I think Yahoo was like, this is not really worth it. Let's make sure that we secure our spot inside the circle, and then we'll pay attention back over towards Gang. Make sure
Wolf pops some 6th sense though. He doubles back as he realizes Gang might try to make a play. He does. Got one out of the blue. Tetra, the fighting fish himself, comes out and absolutely smashes Wolf. They did lose Nitrogen in the exchange. So Patrick and Tetra got to try to make this work.
Don't know what that was from Yahoo, because they left Wolf behind, then they sent it to the middle where there was nothing, and they immediately end up getting roasted. So why didn't they come? I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure why they didn't just hang out on that ridgeline and maybe take care of Gang. We'll see. Yeah. Either way, we got another fight going on here on the western side here as Oath down to 2. They're trading back and forth with Dodge over the top of the ridgeline, and now Gang actually you can see in the distance there.
Pad cap's respectable. You know, you never know. Maybe the pan flies over the hill and hits someone. Flip the shot.
Oh, Soniqs are cleaning up now.
Yeah.
They've got this entire eastern side of the circle. They've got vision over pretty much everything except for gravity and I guess hardships. They haven't taken any shots over towards hardships just yet.
Patrick.
That's rough stuff.
Tetra made it down though. Tetra's gonna be able to crawl through this little ravine for a while though. I don't think. No, never mind. Take it back. You did.
Yep, Snakers will pop that one off.
Snakers is familiar with the snaking tactics and will not allow them to exist in his presence.
Absolutely. 7 kills now for Oath as they add to their total. They make the top 5. And they continue to try to make their way in as this duo. They have to deal with Crop, though.
Yeah.
Crop. Ooh. Oh, that's not what you wanted.
No, I would say generally not. Crop's going to go ahead and toss up a nade, a little bit of a sky burst there to try to finish Caps. Bounce not going to help him. Now Snaker's got to try to make the play. Pops up some more smoke, thinking he wants to try to get Pat Caps rezzed before any kind of push can come in. But Crop is just so gosh darn close. Both are going to move into the smoke cloud. Snakers is going to stick it as Crop crawls around looking for him. He heard the crawl, knew he could get the kill, and will be able to get back and go for that res before the smoke runs out. I believe. Oh, no. Bad time. Bad time.
It's not too great, but it looks like nobody
can see him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can see him from where he's at, and all those little hills around there. So he is going to get away with it. We'll see where they decide to move as the circle does hard shift south. Doesn't really do him any favors, and Soniqs, I mean, look how much territory they're taking up here. They can kind of see everything, while Gravity just kind of hides out in their compound. I don't even know if Gravity's gotten a kill yet. If they have any, it's probably one, maybe two, because everybody's just been avoiding this compound.
My boy Snakers got Pat caps up, and then he gets knocked right again. So kudos to the Soniqs. They ended up getting a point that they had no access to originally with the re-knock on Pat, because Snakers I don't think can get back to him, so that'll be the end of that, as Snakers is now alone. The Soniqs in a pretty good spot. Gravity has sort of been, I don't know, at the center of this circle. Everyone seems to be revolving around them. They haven't had to move very much. Can't fault them for that. They found a good spot, Poro.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time, right? If you get a compound, there's nothing, I mean, you got to stay in it, right? You keep getting circle favor. You try to play for late game and hope that you can maybe collect a few kills. Now that there's only 11 alive and you're 4 up, you got to start thinking, now's the time. Start trying to figure out where people are. You should have a good idea. Soniqs and Hardships are kind of avoiding each other.
Yeah.
They don't have any line of sight onto each other, really, so Gravity's kind of having to deal with both of them.
Nice.
Inlay Nice gonna end. They got Shove a Bubble with the AK fire, get the flush as well, and that's Hardships now down to 2 as Gravity secures a little bit more real estate for themselves here.
Yeah, a lot of people love M4s still. People always take the barrel, but I will always take that first bullet from the AK. It's just got so much stopping power, and we saw him with a really nice drawdown. Here comes a nice molly. Perfectly tossed in. Enlan will be forced to either run out the back or burn. Not a lot of options for him. He's going to be locked in there as the blue closes. The molly should extinguish literally as the blue gets to it. So he's just going to have to run out as Lobes and Maluk wait for the free point.
Oh, man. That's just smart play. Yep. That is just super smart play from Lobes and Maluk there. I mean, they knew exactly what they had going on. And look at this. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Soniqs are just plowing the field on the north side here.
Very clean. Down to 1 for Gravity, a team that had such a good position. Tried to spread out and make the game work for them, but has just been systematically dismantled by the Soniqs and the Hardships as they now are prepared to go up against each other. Loeb's taking some fire from Prime Time as he does go a little bit of ham. He's going to rotate back. They're aware that I think there's 1 player of Gravity still left. That's the power of... Oh, I gotta love that gun. Opens him up, takes him down, and that does give a huge advantage to the Soniqs, Poro. This is their game to throw.
Oh, see,
there it is.
Oh, there you go, Maluk.
That's
going to get 1, but he'll get traded out. And I think they know where Pankill is. Shrimzy got sent by himself. Ooh, he's going to shoot him in the toesies. I will finish that off, though. Nicely done. And Soniqs with a big Game 1 win. That was hard-earned right there for Soniqs, I got to say.
It was. And, I will say this. I'm running down who won real quick, so I'm not looking. Hey, guys, welcome back. I will say this. In an era of North American PUBG that has been wild, and some of these final circles have been crazy, and the fights have just made no sense, that, to me, Poro, in a lot of ways, was actually one of the cleanest, most strategic sort of final fights that we've seen. Soniqs and the Hardships were very systematic about the way that they did everything. You could tell Gravity, kudos to them. They put up a lot of work, but ultimately I just feel like they got out experienced to a certain extent in the end of that game.